Say hello, George.
Guten Morgen, meine Damen und Herren. Wie geht's?
That was George. He runs the shop here at Gridlock Motors in scenic downtown Opal, Virginia. Visit now before all the land is bought up and it looks just like every other place in Northern Virginia. Hey gang, hello again and welcome back to Moto Chiba, the Moto Chiba YouTube channel, where we are taking another entry in the visual owner's manual for the Indian FTR 1200 and 1200S. Today we're going to be replacing the hand grips on the handlebars, and I'll explain why. And that's because I replaced the handlebar. I took the stock bar off and put the rally bar on. There's no video for that because it was incredibly difficult and time consuming, and I kept forgetting to start the camera. So I had ended up with half a video, and I'm not doing it again just to make a video. So anyways, during that process, I damaged the left grip, and so now they need replaced. So we're gonna replace them with these. Conveniently enough, the Roland Sands products came out for the FTR recently. So I got the cheapest thing on the whole list, which was the hand grips. The grip kit, the Roland Sands grips, handlebar grips by Roland Sands Design. They're 40 bucks from Indian, and let's see what all's in the box. There's a lot of box for hand grips. So we've got the grips themselves on a nice foam and cardboard thing with zip ties. I was prepared for that, so we're gonna take care of that real quick. 2 zip ties per grip. Seems excessive, but I'm not in marketing. What do I know? There's 1 grip. There's 2 grips. And an instruction sheet telling you how to do what I'm doing. So they tell you to use compressed air, but that didn't work. So that's where we are. Anyway, so here again, you can see the different diameters. That's the left grip, that's the right grip. And it's noticeably thinner. The throttle grip is noticeably thinner. And they have the I logo on there. And it says Roland Sands Design on the bottom. So there we go. And you don't really need a whole lot of tools to do this. You need a 6mm wrench, 6mm Allen wrench to get the bar end weights off. You need some kind of a razor blade to cut off the old hand grips. And that really only matters if you used the proper glue to put them on in the first place. You need glue. Now they make grip glue specifically for this application, but this is just plain old Elmer's rubber cement. This is good enough and you don't need very much. You'll also need a little bit of a lubricant, which here we go. And this is the same stuff we use to put tires on rims. It's a magical and secret blend of Dawn dish soap and water, and I think window cleaner a little bit too, because it's nice and slippery, but it dries fairly quickly. So this is, because I'm gonna use the lube, you do need to let the bike sit for an hour or 2 before you go off riding to make sure that the fluid has dried up enough and that the glue has time to set. This will come right back off. You put a little bit of heat on whatever's left over when you clean it off, and this stuff wipes right off with a rag and maybe a little bit of alcohol. It's not high strength, but you don't need high strength glue for your grips. Anyway, now we're gonna change the angle and we're gonna start working on the bike. And thanks for joining us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, all that kind of stuff. use this razor blade tool. Just extend it a tiny bit because we don't want to scratch anything up too much. This is way easier than trying to, if you know you're going to replace it anyway, this is a lot easier than trying to save them. Got a little scratch on there anyway. And then you end up, there's the old grip. And you can see here's where I tore it up, trying to get it off when I swapped the bar. Now this is the throttle grip. And a lot of times the whole assembly comes off and you replace the whole assembly. But on this bike, it's just the grip, and the two grips have different diameters. So it's a lot easier to do it this way, but you do want to be careful because that inside that throttle tube is plastic and you can damage it pretty easily. So you do want to be careful when you do this. That one came off a lot easier because the material is thinner. There you go. So here you can see the different diameters. That's the left side, that's the right side. All right, so the easy part's done. Now we're gonna put the new grips on. I'm gonna put it so that I can see the eye, which I think will be more fun for me. All right. You don't need a lot of rubber cement, just a little bit, and you don't put it on the whole way. You just put it on about the first quarter or so. You don't need a big, huge glop of it. Then you give it a little bit of lube. And twist as you install. We're gonna wipe off that excess before we get all the way in. Rotate it into position. There, all done. Okay, since the throttle rotates this way, I'm gonna install the grip with the logo low so I can rotate it up, which will make more sense. So I can see that it's a pretty tight fit, so I really don't need very much of this at all, just a little thin film. A little bit of lube. Position the eye and slide. Now I got a second to get it positioned how I want it. Get it nice and straight. Clean up. And we'll go ahead and put these back on. So you get a little rubber O-ring that gives them a nice snug fit. So that was the grips. As you could see, very simple, straightforward task, and a cool way to customize your bike just a little bit. It only took 2 tools, a razor blade and a 6mm wrench. Now, if you have bar end mirrors, it might be a little more complicated, but it shouldn't be that much more complicated. Got those grips from Roland Sands, super easy, and they're cool looking. Now I'm gonna leave them to dry for a couple hours because I put the lube on it. You saw me spray the lube on there. And then that'll be that. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, ring the little bell, all that kind of stuff, and enjoy your riding. It's a great summer for riding, even though it's in the middle of a pandemic. And inside your helmet, you are probably appropriately socially distanced. So enjoy that. And check out some of our other videos along the way and be cool.